Hi, my name is Akshay Akte. I'm an architect and a UK certified BIM manager. Me and my partner Yogita Patil, who is an urban planner, we have a firm by the name Elephant Creations based in Mumbai where we provide corporate BIM trainings and also offer BIM solutions. We also undertake projects and are currently working on domestic as well as international projects. Currently, we are working as a BIM partner to Airport Authority of India for an international airport in Goa. We are also working with developers like Rustamji and architects like Sanjay Puri Architects in India. Basically, we are not software trainers. We do not train students for software. Yes, but we do train them for BIM. I hope you are aware of BIM, right? Okay, so BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. In simple terms, you build the structure in a virtual environment in the same way it's going to get constructed on site. So basically, you can analyze the structure prior to construction and rectify all the errors. BIM is made mandatory in almost 22 countries. Even when we are working on any international project, we have to submit a BIM model to the government as CAD drawing submissions are not allowed. Even in India, almost all government projects are done on BIM. Few examples of them are, let's say, Mumbai Metro, Delhi Metro, and even the International Airport project in Goa, where we are working. We also work as per RIBA standards, and we will be training you for level 2 BIM as per CIC BIM protocols. Now, as per RIBA standards, there are various stages of construction, starting from preparation and brief stage to the last stage, which is the handover and use. In our course, we cover applications of BIM from conceptual stage to construction administration stage, and that too from an architect's perspective. As an architect, we always start with a sketch. That's right, and even in our course, that's exactly what we do. We start with a sketch, but now as a BIM architect, our job is to convert that sketch into a basic block model where we can carry out different analysis in a virtual environment. Here we introduce you to our first software, that is Rhinoceros. It's a surface modeling tool similar to SketchUp, but a key difference is that it works on NURBS geometry, which means I can even create different dynamic surfaces easily. It's a very diverse software used by different professionals. In our course, we will be focusing on architect's approach to create a conceptual block model. Next stage is where, as an architect, we need to come up with different design options, right? Here we introduce you to our next software, which is Grasshopper. It's a visual scripting tool. Have you ever done coding? C, C++, Java? You might have done it in college, right? So try to understand. In coding, we never design the final output, but we design the process through which we get the final output. We design the algorithms to get it. Let me give you a good example. You might have created an airplane, right? Just imagine if I tell you to follow the same step, but use a circular paper instead of rectangle. Exactly. You will get an airplane, but it will be a different design option of the same airplane. Even if I vary any single parameter, it will give you a different design option. That's exactly how we work. Like I said, we design the process and not the final output. So in our course, we will be teaching you exactly how to write some basic script which will be useful to you in architecture. Next comes design documentation stage, which is a bit tedious. Almost every architectural office we visit, we see architects spending maximum of their time in documentation, creating WD, presentation drawing, GFCs, etc. And honestly, as an architect, we should be investing more of our quality time in designing rather than just documentation. After all, we have spent 5 years not to learn drafting, but to learn how to design. So that's where we introduce you to our main software, which is Revit Architecture. Now you might be wondering why Revit when I'm already learning Rhino. Okay, see, each software is designed for a specific purpose. Like the difference between Revit and Rhino is that Rhino is simply a surface modeling tool, but Revit is a BIM tool. Revit model carries relevant information, not only graphical but also non-graphical, say like schedule, quantities. So here we will be teaching you how to convert to a surface model which is created in Rhino into a much detailed information model created in Revit. Now, one of the main benefits is that once you create an information model, you can extract as many drawing schedules as you wish from a single federated model. That's the main beauty of BIM tool. You don't need to sit day and night to create WD set. Revit has bidirectional functionality. Any change made in model, let's say if you change the size of a BIM, it will be automatically replicated in all the other views, including drawings and schedules. Even if you make a change in Excel file, let's say to change the quantities, it's automatically seen in all the other drawings unless you know how to do it. When we are hired by corporates, our main job is to automate this documentation process. That's why they actually hire us. Imagine how great mega structures are documented and even built. Now we usually have professionals who are well equipped with Revit. But the main issue is that they have learned only the modeling tools. Even when I personally take interviews at Elephant Creations, people have no idea how to work on Revit server, how you collaborate with consultants, how you relinquish your work set, how you work in phases, parametric families, instance, type, global, shared parameters, and many more. In our course, we have 60% of training towards modeling and 40% to know how and when to extract information which will be useful to all the stakeholders. You as a BIM architect, your job will be to know whether they have generated the right type of information which will be used at the right time in design phase. And that's exactly what we'll be preparing you for, to handle a BIM model as an architect. Now, Revit gives you detailed quantification of material, but that's not enough when you need to start work on site. I'll tell you why. See, quantification is one part, but there's always resources who uses them on site, which are chargeable, like labor cost, contractor cost, subcontractor cost, equipment cost, even managing pre-construction site logistics, and many more. Project budgeting is way different than deriving quantities. Here is where we introduce our last software in this course, which is Navisworks Manage. Navisworks help you link different resources to your quantities derived from Revit. This helps you to analyze the costing of the project better. This analysis is called as 5D BIM analysis. Also, another big on-site task is to manage time of a project. In a BIM environment, we call it 4D BIM analysis. Generally, we do create Gantt chart. You must be aware of Gantt chart, right? Okay, let me explain you. Suppose if your structure is going to take a year to build, you basically plan every task that's going to take place on site. This is usually generated on Primavera or Microsoft project. That sheet is called Gantt chart. It's like an Excel sheet. Now imagine you are linking this information to your BIM model. I can see the live demonstration of the structure getting built in a virtual environment. You can predict all the errors prior to the construction. You can also compare plan versus actual task on site. You can understand better where your project is getting delayed and how you can prevent it. This is also one of the main reasons why government projects have mandated BIM so that they can complete the project in given time. All this analysis, say 4D, which is time management, and even 5D, which is cost management, are carried out in Navisworks. Also, when we work at a corporate level, our job is to make sure the model is generated as per government standards. In other words, we need to audit the model to carry out health checks and submit it to the government periodically. Let me give an example. Now, when we are working for an international airport project, we have to submit audit report every month to the Airport Authority of India, and it is a job of a BIM manager with the help of a BIM architect. These audits also have been carried out in Navisworks Manage. So lastly, you learn how to carry out 4D, 5D BIM analysis and even BIM audits in Navisworks. Now, based on architects' interest, we have designed this course in 3 different variants. First one is designed for architects who are more inclined towards designing. Here we teach Rhino, Grasshopper and Revit architecture. Usually architects planning to do masters in facade designing or any design related masters usually should go for this variant. We have a second variant for architects who are more interested in project management or let's say construction management, which involves a lot of a site work or site management. Here we teach Navisworks and Revit architecture. Usually architects pursuing NICMARC or doing MBA in construction management goes for this variant. And the last variant is for the architects who wants to have a complete BIM experience right from conceptual stage to the final execution. This includes all the softwares, Rhino, Grasshopper, Navisworks and Revit architecture. Usually architects who wants to have a complete holistic view of BIM goes for this variant. So what is our training approach? How do we make sure that you are learning effectively? So owing to the current situation, we have created an online portal. Once you take admission, you will be given your login credentials. You will be given access to all the study materials and few assessments for your reference. But your actual training will be live one-on-one. Also, you will have to appear for an online test every week after the completion of every module. This helps us to understand which topic needs more attention for you so that we can schedule it in the next lecture. We also highly recommend getting any of one project, which can be even if your thesis project or any your current office project, or let's say any hypothetical project. See, learning software is different and working on a practical BIM project is different. Lastly, let's talk about certification. Now we have, when we have to work on BIM projects, internationally as well as domestically, we have to submit BIM models as per government BIM standards. Similarly, we will be setting similar standards for you, which will be of course taught to you during the course. At the end of the course, you need to submit your BIM model to us in a similar manner how we submit it to the government. Upon auditing your model, you will be certified as BIM architect. See, this has two benefits. Firstly, you will be certified as BIM architect. You can officially apply anywhere as BIM architect. Secondly, whenever you go for any interview and if they ask for any experience, you can always showcase your BIM project done with us and explain them all the analysis as per CIC BIM protocols for level 2 BIM. We also provide placement assistance as we believe you should be working in a right environment after doing our course. So this is all what we offer. So if you're interested or have any queries, kindly contact us so we can provide further assistance to proceed with the trainings. Thank you.